Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today, April 14th. We are talking today about the power of resilience, grit, and perseverance. Welcome back to Limitless Live, the podcast where we redefine what it means to live without limits. I am your host, Olga Binyaminov, an educator, an author, biochemist, and the founder of Exceed Learning Center. Last week, we explored the foundation of character, and this whole month, we're talking about character, how our values, habits, and the choices shape who we are. Today, um, we're building on that with something that separates those who survive from those who thrive, and that's resilience, grit, and perseverance. Let me start by asking you something. Have you ever felt like giving up, but you actually didn't? Have you ever faced something you thought would break you, but you're still standing? Then you, my friend, already know the power of what we're about to talk about. Let's start with two powerhouse traits: resilience, and I'll define both of these to you. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after a setback. It's what helps you rise after a fall. Grit is your long term stamina, the inner fire that keeps you moving even when things get hard. Together, they are unstoppable. There's a book that's called Grit by Angela Duckworth, and she puts it in such a great quote. Grit is passion and sustained, persistent, that applies towards long term achievements. And one of my very favorite quotes about resilience is: resilience is not about avoiding the storm, it's about learning how to dance in the rain. These qualities aren't reserved for superheroes. They are all for us, students, parents, dreamers, business owners, and anyone who's trying to build something meaningful. Resilience and greed are characters that are muscles. They get stronger the more you see them. They get stronger the more you're able to use them. Without them, talent fades, dreams dissolve, and potential is being wasted. With them, you become unstoppable. And let's face it, life is not a straight line. There will be breakdowns, there will be rejections, there will be many delays and doubts. But the people who rise are those who do not stop. Perseverance is not a long race, it is many short races, one after the other. Want proof for this? Let's talk about some icons. And I know I spoke about these three in one of my other lives if you watched, but for those of you that are listening for the first time, Oprah Winfrey. I think we all know her. She's amazing, incredible, but yet was fired from her very first job as news anchor because she was too emotional. Today, she's incredible in media. Everybody knows her. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school baseball team. He later said, I failed over and over again in my life. And that's why I succeeded. J.K. Rowling, a single mom living on welfare, was rejected by 12 publishers. Then came Harry Potter. And I have personal stories, obviously, between my personal life, between my business, between the things that I'm doing. And I won't talk about that today. We'll reserve that to another for another time. But the moment when quitting looks easier, but you don't, that's grit. That's resilience. And that's perseverance. So why do so many people give up? The biggest one is really fear of failure. What was fear of failing, fear of being rejected, fear of not being enough, comparison, lack of clarity, emotional fatigue, and just wanting fast result, instant gratification. But here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be the one who never stops moving. Let's reframe the struggle. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of it. Struggle is not a sign to quit, it's a sign that you are growing. And rest is not quitting, rest is recharging. So I want to leave you here with 5 strategies. 5 strategies to grow your inner strength. First of all, clarify your why. If your why is big enough, the how does not matter. Your purpose is your fuel. When you're exhausted, your why is what keeps you going. Number 2, reframe failure. Like Thomas Edison said, I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And I've said that before and I say it all the time. You don't fail until you quit. Number 3, break your big goals into mini wins. Every win is a deposit into your confidence bank. Number 4, control your self talk. Your brain is listening to what you're saying. Tell yourself you are resilient and you will be. Surround yourself with growth minded people, and that's your strategy number 5. Community matters. Hang with people who push you higher. Like Jim Rohn said, you are the 5 people you hang out with. You want to be successful? Hang out with successful people. If you want to go deeper, I can recommend a few books that shape and still shaping my mindset. As you all know, I'm a reader. Grit, as I said, by Angela Duckworth. I read that. Incredible strategy, incredible change of mindset. Can't Hurt Me is my next one. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It's a raw, real, and a masterclass in the mindset of thoughts. Atomic Habits by James Clear. I think a lot of people know of this book. I read that book. Incredible. He says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. And let me add the book I just finished this weekend, which was on my list for such a long time, The Happiest Men on Earth by Eddie Jacko. And I will talk about this book probably in one of my lives in the next couple of weeks. It is an incredible book. If you read, this is a Holocaust survivor book. If you read Holocaust books, this is by far an incredible, the most incredible book I've ever read. Eddie was a Holocaust survivor who chose happiness, who chose kindness, and he chose service over hatred. He said, happiness is in your hands. Life can be beautiful if you make it so. His story proves that even the darkest places, resilience and character can shine through. And I'll talk about this book later this month, probably. I'll make a live, and I think there's a lot to learn just from that book alone. So let's make it real. I want to give you a challenge this week. Do one thing that stretches your limits. I'll give you a few examples. Face someone you've been avoiding. Take one uncomfortable but bold action. Or just reconnect with your why and take a step forward. In coaching, there's a strategy that's called 7 layers deep. And you can try it. Figure something that you want, whatever that might be, and ask yourself, why do you want that? And you ask your why 7 times. So the first time you write your answer to your first why, and you keep asking, so why do I want that? And you keep doing that again and again. Your last answer is the real why. Try this. Let me know. You can also journal. We talked about journaling so many times. It's so important for your emotional intelligence, but it's also important to discover your wants. What is one area in your life where you need to persevere right now? What would it look like if you did not give up? Who would benefit from you? Keep going. Let's anchor this with an affirmation. Say it with me out loud or in your heart. I am stronger than the struggles. I will not give up. I was made for more. And do it throughout the day. Write it on a piece of paper and just keep reading it as you go. I am stronger than the struggle. I will not give up. I was made for more. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be willing. You are here to exceed, not just to survive. Keep showing up. Keep growing. Keep becoming. Because every day you choose to rise, you build the character of someone limitless. If this episode resonates with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it today. Follow me at Exceed Learning Center on Instagram. Visit exceedlearningcenterny.com. I am on YouTube as well with Exceed Learning Center, and I'm also on Spotify if you want to listen as you drive. For programs that empower kids, teens, and adults, I teach many different classes, but I also want you to remember that building resilience, confidence, and character is in your hands. And until next time, remember, you were meant for more, and your story is still being written. Don't stop now. Tomorrow at 9:30 a.m., I will be going live with yet another remarkable story of resilience. I'm hosting Joe Rivera, who is really the definition of resilience. He's a keynote speaker, he's a comeback coach, and he's a multi-dollar entrepreneur. You would be glad to join tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. as we'll continue talking about resilience, perseverance, and so much more of what I've mentioned today. Until next time, remember, you are limitless. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you again tomorrow.